Welcome to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. With me now, I have head cross country coach Dan Meyers. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Jagger, thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, no meet last week. How do you feel the team did in practice getting ready for the MEC Championships? And do you feel like you're getting back to full health?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we're not dealing with anything that no other conference school isn't dealing with at this point. And, the legs are feeling a little fresher, kind of coming down off some high mileage weeks early in the late in September, early in October, and kind of getting freshed up for this weekend. And team's excited. I mean, they know that we're kind of playing with house money at this point, and it's going to be one of our better performances no matter what happens in the last 30 years. So we're just really excited to get up there and take on this test for us.
And a lot of the meets you've had this year, you've been able to see a lot of the MEC runners and the teams. Do you feel it's going to help your athletes in the race this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. For some top runners, they've kind of seen some head-to-head battles, and they'll kind of know, kind of how, this course, you throw time out the window. It's such a difficult course. You throw time out the window. So, they'll be counting places on, where they should be kind of, hiding out during the meet and kind of waiting to make their move and whatnot. So, but also on the other end of that, like we haven't seen Concord's men or women this season, and that's a team that they're fourth in the region on the men's side. They're a very good men's team. We'll be chasing them for sure. And then on the women's team, I think we're pretty evenly matched. But again, like we haven't ran the same courses, it's hard to compare. So, but outside of that, we've seen Wesley in every meet. We've seen Frostburg once. We've seen D&E a few times. Seen Charleston a few times. So this season we've got to see most of the conference schools, but it really doesn't. All that's thrown out the window this weekend. So we just got to go race and see what we can do.
And you mentioned the courses. I mean, a lot of the newcomers have emerged as your top runners. How do you prepare them for a new course, especially with the nerves of it being the conference course?
I think that this is kind of sometimes overhyped, to be honest, just due to the fact that, a lot of our runners are from West Virginia. And, a lot of them race a lot of slow high school courses. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you could probably ask anyone on our team. Last meet that we were at Carnegie, it was a fair course, and a lot of the West Virginia high school runners like, this is nothing compared to what we ran in high school. So, granted, Ogilvie it's a different animal, but I think at the end of the day that they've seen some harder courses. Yes, the men run a longer distance, but some of the hill intervals and stuff that we've been doing the last few weeks, we've prepared them for it, and now it's just about being as healthy as possible going into Friday. And then you mentioned the MEC Championships. What are your expectations there out of your team? Honestly, we're a young team. We're a very young team, and it's there's no hiding that. On the women's side, our top five's been led by a sophomore and 4 freshmen right behind her. On the men's side, we've had 5 freshmen in the top 5. We've had 4. We've had BJ Utt and Isaac Slater sneak into our top 6, top 7, top 5. So, but we're very young for the most part, and I think that what I'm just excited to see is them go out there and compete. I think some of them, it's Coach Giles and I talk about this a lot. It's hard for them to really quantify where we've been and where we're at right now. So they just need to take the pressure off and know that this is going to be a spot that we can show everyone that we've arrived. And we just got to keep building on that in years to come. But I'm hoping for some all-MEC performances. Pat Riley's one of the top freshmen in the league. I would love for him to go show out and continue his awesome season as a freshman. Natalie would love to be in that first team mix. Just missed out on it last year. Yeah. Jenna Barnett's having a great season. And some girls that, I feel like that we're doing a lot more with less. Our 5th runner on the women's side was a 400-meter state champ in high school, and she's really bumped up to the 5K and 6K distance as well, and really been our anchor in that 5-spot Hannah Rowan. And honestly, I just want them to go out there and I know it's a championship. I want them to go out there and have some fun. Like I said, we just need to let everyone know we've arrived, and we'll keep building in years to come.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this weekend.
Yep, thank you.
This fall, GoMart's got your chance to kick your tailgating game up a notch. Now through the end of October, enter GoMart's Get in the Game contest for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate package. Win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up tent, a portable grill, and a cooler. It's everything you need to pregame for your favorite team. To be entered to win, head to your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head volleyball coach Kiara Perkins. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach. Last week was a tough week. You had all 3 games at home. You fell in all 3. When you're trying to navigate through the season, what's been your message to the team and trying to stay focused? Because, there's still 3 weeks of the season left.
Yeah, so, even before going into this past week, we kind of talked about, like, the amount of games that we had left and kind of, like, how we wanted to go about it. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, every team's going to have their struggles, and it seems that we're struggling a little bit more. But it's really how you get past that, being able to have that mindset, like, you can really do it. You just have to believe that you can. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and then coming in this week, you're busy. Once again, you got not 3 games this week, 4 games this week. You're at Lake Erie on Tuesday. You'll play West Liberty on Friday, and then play Wheeling and High Dominican on Saturday. You played in a couple tournaments this year where you played 4 games in 2 days. This time it's 4-game week, 3 games in 2 days. Do you feel those tournaments earlier in the year kind of prepared you for this type of week?
Definitely. I will say that one thing that we've really pushed on and improved on is being more conditioned. So playing during those tournaments at the beginning of the season, like, that really showed really if we really needed to be a little bit more conditioned and whatnot. And I think even with going through our games throughout the season, like, we've had a couple games like going to 5. So that really showed that we've been more conditioned than we were previous season. So I do think that it did prepare us.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head women's soccer coach J.R. Dodson. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Jagger.
All right, Coach. Last week you went 2-0, only 1-0 in the league. Salem counted as a non-conference win. But speaking of Salem, you were able to beat them 6-0. Your thoughts on that game?
I'm kind of blank, Jagger. I'm kind of blank. I feel where Bryce is with the Salem team. It took us a while to score. They packed it in tight. Bryce has connections here to Glenville. He was a assistant coach here for the previous coach, and even started out with me for a month or 2 before going on to club. But I wish him the best. It was a good game. We got a lot of players in, so we were able to build some experience.
Yeah, and in that game, you had 6 different goal scorers. And do you feel it was important to be able to handle Salem the way you did, so you can get some confidence up for some players like Smets? Some players haven't been able to score as much, and not, like you said, being able to get more players in. Do you feel that was important?
Yeah, it's important. It helps with the team morale when you're getting a lot of players in the minutes, and they did spread the goals around, so that was good. I think that what we try to take from that game was the discipline to the game. Sometimes when you get into games like that, everybody does want to score, and they forget, what you've been working on and how
the
you
true
move the
goal
ball.
of it.
Yeah.
And then on Wheeling yesterday, you went 3-1 on the road. You scored 3 goals in the first half. Your thoughts on that game as well?
That was a rough day. We started out kind of ugly, to be honest. It was a rough day because we didn't get to Wheeling until 50 minutes before the game. We're usually an hour and a half to 2 hours early, and then we didn't take the field to warm up for until like 28 minutes. So it took us a while to get going. But the girls did what they had to do to get the win, and so proud of them for that.
And do you feel that you scored the 3 goals in the first half? Do you feel that you just had better opportunities, or were the girls just more aggressive in that first half?
Well, I think once we changed the formation in the first half, it allowed us to get a little more aggressive towards goal, and we kept that intensity through the first half and starting the second half, and then I think we got a little complacent. And maybe lost a little bit of intensity, feeling like we had the win in the bag. That was something we discussed, after the game, that you've got to play with that same intensity. These teams like Concord, State, and Charleston, they play with that intensity for 90 minutes, and that's what we need to do.
And you mentioned the State, Charleston, Concord, those teams. You got 5 games remaining, all against the South Division. You were 1-4 against those 5 opponents earlier in the season. The only win coming against D&E, who you will play this week. You also play State. What are your just expectations? The last 5 games of the year. This is a big stretch of games. What's your expectations out of your girls?
Just to play 90 minutes. If we play 90 minutes, we're competitive with anybody in the league. The Southern Division, without a doubt, is the tougher side at the moment. State's coming in. They've lost 1. They've lost one, tied one. They're a very good team. The reason they're at the top of the conference, good coaching. So I'm looking forward to it, but we've got a lot of preparation to do before that.
Well, Coach. Oh, sorry, Coach. We appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you.